This is definitely not the kind of video you would expect on my channel. If you're a regular, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but if you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. I usually only upload Genshin Impact Theory videos, and only once I've uploaded a Star Rail Theory video, so it's safe to say that I only deal with theories and lore. Today, instead, I will showcase my Star Rail characters and their builds, because I suddenly got obsessed with character builds and I've spent the last few months farming for materials and relics like there's no tomorrow. Just keep your expectations low, because you won't find the absolute best builds here. If anything, I will be asking you for advice to see if I'm doing something right or if I'm butchering everything. As always, this is a theory video. Hold on, this is not a theory video. Wow, this is the first time I won't need the disclaimer. This feels so strange. Well, I guess I can just start the showcase right away. First of all, most players use Harmony characters to buff the DPS ones and deal absurd amounts of damage. I actually don't. I don't really like it for some reason. Something else you will probably notice is that I favor erudition characters. I just like the ability to attack multiple enemies at once, reason why I only have just 2 hunt characters, since they do the exact opposite. But I'm also okay with nihility and destruction characters. Lastly, when I started playing, I didn't really know what the best fighting style for me was, but then I realized what really satisfies me to the core. Follow-up attacks, which is also the reason why I mainly build characters who perform follow-up attacks. So, the characters I will showcase today are Luocha, Argenti, Gepard, Sampo, and these are the only characters I use who don't perform follow-up attacks. Himeko, Herta, Xueyi, Dr. Ratio, Qingque, Jing Yuan, and Yanqing. If there's one character that I regret not getting, is Blade. I always use someone else's Blade whenever I can. I just love his gameplay now, but when he was first released, I thought, I'm barely surviving any battle, getting a character that loses HP on purpose is just stupid, so I didn't pull for him. Then I changed the idea, and when his banner was up again, I lost my 50-50 to Weld. But next time I will get him. Even if I lose the 50-50, I'll just keep pulling until I get him. Anyway, time to start the actual showcase, and the best way to show you what I like is to talk about my actual favorite team, which is Luocha, Himeko, Herta, and Xueyi. While I talk about them, enjoy my battle in the Keeping Up with the Bactrashans, which, by the way, never has a joke been so accurate. Nice job, hoyoverse, nice job. So this battle is the perfect example of why I just love follow-up teams. It's just too satisfying. A character's follow-up attack causes another character's follow-up attack, which causes yet someone else's follow-up attack, which again causes another follow-up attack. It's basically an endless cycle of pain and suffering for the enemies who don't even get a chance to actually fight at all, especially during events like this. Now, moving on to the technical side of the video, that is the builds. First of all, I would like to point out the fact that I made it my mission to always meet the requirements to get the bonus boost of the planner ornaments for all my characters, except for Luocha. Talking about Luocha, he's the only character that never leaves my team, even if there's no enemy with imaginary weakness. The reason is very simple. My team depends on his healing. When I pulled for him, I actually lost the 50-50 and got Yanqing, but I knew that I needed him so badly that I did everything I could to keep pulling for him, and eventually I got him. He uses the perfect timing light cone for the effect resistance, which is the most important stat for him. If he's incapacitated, who's gonna heal the team? His traces are fully leveled up, and I don't have Eidolons. Because his healing skills and his attack, I chose the Musketeer Wild Wheat Relic set and the Space Sealing Station Planner ornaments, because they give him attack boosts. His build is basically based on pure attack. Body, boots, sphere, and ropes are all attack percentage. Because his cycle of life healing field lasts for just 2 turns, I intentionally didn't give him speed boots, so it will last longer. By the way, I'm already planning to rebuild Luocha a little bit. I want to give him 2-piece Musketeer and 2-piece Prisoner in Deep Confinement because I don't really need the basic attack boost from the 4-piece Musketeer, that doesn't count for the healing. When it comes to the bad aspects of my Luocha, his crit rate is, how can I say it, inexistent? But again, his main role is to heal, not to actually fight, although I gotta say with his 4500 attack, he does pack a punch anyway. On the bright side though, I focused on giving him as much effect resistance as I could, and 49.8% is good enough for now. He rarely gets imprisoned or frozen. Himeko, the pizza cutter user. She's the character that made me realize how much I enjoy follow-up attacks. When I got her, I completely ignored her for a while, then I realized that I didn't really like using Asta, so I built her. And that's when everything began. She uses the seriousness of breakfast that boosts her damage and attack, but I'm actually hoping I'll eventually get her signature icon from the standard banner. Her traces are all leveled up, and I have her first Eidolon. When it comes to the relics, I initially went for Firesmith or Lava Forging, and she wasn't bad really. Then I watched a YouTube video that suggested using Ashblazing Grand Duke to boost her follow-up attacks, and that's when I got obsessed with building my characters. I actually got the relics I wanted pretty fast, like within a week, so I got extremely lucky there. For the planner ornaments, I'm using Inertial Soro because it gives her crit rate, and since she has 54.4% crit rate, she also gets the ultimate and follow-up attack damage boosts. Her crit rate is kinda low, I know, but when she crits, she has 101.1% crit damage, which I think is pretty good. Anyway, she has crit rate body, speed boots that are honestly awful, fire damage sphere, and attack rope. Herta is another fun character to play with, especially in combination with Himeko as you saw from the battle. I'm using Genius's Repose for the attack and crit damage boosts, and trust me, she needs some crit damage alright. The traces are all leveled up, and just like everybody, she has all the Eidolons. Her build is probably not that great at the moment, and I kinda think I should just farm for Ashblazing Grand Duke for her as well. Anyway, she's running 2-piece Musketeer and 2-piece Hunter of Glacial Forest. For the planner ornaments, I chose once again Inertial Soro, and with 57.9% she gets the bonus boosts. Crit rate body, attack boots, but that's because I stopped looking for speed ones since I'm going to change her entire build soon, ice damage sphere, and attack rope. The last character on this team is Xueyi. She completely took Qingque's spot as the main quantum character as soon as I realized how incredible she is, and she also became my favorite quantum character in general because she simply doesn't care about enemies' weaknesses. Oh, and I also really like the sound the Oni mask does in the ultimate, but don't ask me why, I really don't know. She uses On the Fall of a Neon for the stackable attack boosts when she attacks, the traces are fully leveled up, and sadly I only have her first Eidolon. I started building her after her banner expired, so I didn't know that her second Eidolon makes her follow-up attack ignore weaknesses and also heal her. Good news is that one of the events in version 2.1 will give us a 4-star character of our choice for free, and she is one of the characters available. Second Eidolon, here I come. For the relics, she's running Genius of Brilliant Stars because it gives her quantum damage boosts and the ability to ignore a little bit of the enemy's defense. For the planner ornaments, I went for Talia, Kingdom of Banditry because it gives her a ton of break effect. Her speed is also 146, so she gets the bonus break effect as well. Now, break effect is very important for Xueyi because one of her traces, Clairvoyant Loom, turns her break effect percentage into additional damage. I'm never gonna see that 240% break effect, not even in my wildest dreams, but her 173.8% is pretty nice nonetheless. She has attack body, speed boots that I had to synthesize for her, attack sphere, and break effect rope. What needs to be changed in her build is her laughable crit rate. 19.5% is just ridiculous, especially because her crit damage is at 75.2%. She basically never crits, but when she does, she hurts a lot. Now you might ask, if your teams depend on Luocha's healing, what happens if you need two separate teams? That's easy, Gepard happens. To demonstrate a type of team with Gepard, I decided to fight the Swarm True Sting boss from the Swarm Disaster Simulator universe, and as you can see, the team is Gepard, Argenti, Dr. Ratio and Qingque. Gepard is the one character I've always wanted ever since I set foot in Belobog, and it took almost a year to finally get him, and when I finally built him, he became as indispensable as Luocha. I also got extremely lucky on the standard banner, so I have a signature light cone, Moment of Victory. But because I didn't have Gepard, this became March's light cone for the longest time. Anyway, this light cone is all about defense, but also about effect hit rate, and I need a lot of effect hit rate for the planar ornaments, but let's go by order. His traces are almost leveled up, I'm still working on them, and I don't have Eidolons. For the relics, I'm using Knight of Purity Palace for the defense boost, but also because it increases the max damage his shield can absorb. For the planar ornaments, I chose Belobog of the Architects, so again defense boost, and as before, I managed to get 58.1% effect hit rate for the further defense boost, thanks to the signature light cone. Without it, it's just impossible unless you're the luckiest person in the universe. He has defense body, defense boots, ice damage sphere and energy regeneration rope. Now you might say that I should give him speed boots, and you are probably right, but to be honest, his integrity trace literally turns him into a punching bag, and every time he is hit, he gets energy for the ultimate. I basically get his ultimate very often thanks to the energy regeneration rope without him even attacking. On the other hand though, remember Xueyi's crit rate? Well, let's just say that my Gepard almost never crits, but definitely has more chances than Luocha. But when it does crit, basically as often as Qlipoth's hammer strikes, so once in an Ember era, he does have 90.8% crit damage, so what can I say? 5 points. When it comes to physical characters, I've only ever used the Trailblazer on the Path of Destruction, but I never really built him whatsoever, which is probably the reason why Nanook is looking at me with so much disdain. Then suddenly Argenti was released, and I happened to get him with a guaranteed pull. And now Trailblazer who? I mean, Argenti is really fun to play, his voice lines are really good, his enhanced ultimate is incredible, and apart from the color of his hair, he simply reminds me of Lady Oscar, the Rose of Versailles. My oath is to a solitary rose, you know what I mean? Anyway, for the Lycon, I'm using the Seriousness of Breakfast. His traces are almost all leveled up, mainly because I hate fighting Fantilia, and he doesn't have Eidolons. For the relics, he's running Champion of Streetwise Boxing for the physical damage boost and the stackable attack boosts. For the planar ornaments, I picked Firmament Frontline Glamoth for the attack boost, and thanks to his 136 speed, I barely got the bonus 12% damage boost. Crit rate body, speed boots, physical damage sphere and attack rope. Next is Dr. Ratio. So here's the problem. Like I said before, I don't really like characters of the hunt. Despite that, I actually enjoy playing as Dr. Ratio, especially because his follow-up attacks are pretty powerful. I'm using River Flows in Spring for the speed and damage boosts. I'm still working on his traces, but that'll take a little bit of time, and I don't have Eidolons. For the relics, I'm running Wastelander of Banditry Desert for the imaginary crit rate and crit damage boosts, while for the planar ornaments I chose Rutilant Arena for the crit rate boost, and with a 72.5% crit rate, and I still need to activate the 5.3% crit rate talent, he also gets the bonus 20% damage boost. Crit rate body, speed boots, imaginary damage sphere and attack rope. All in all, I'm more than satisfied with my Dr. Ratio, especially considering that he also has 84.9% crit damage. The last character on this team is Qingque. Like I said before, she used to be my one and only quantum character, but then Xueyi took her place, but that doesn't mean that I'm not using her anymore, nor that I don't like playing with her. If anything, I'm still trying to build her the right way. The one thing I actually don't like about Qingque is that her follow-up attack is so unreliable, it almost never happens. I rarely see her performing it. For the Lycon, surprise surprise, it's the seriousness of breakfast again, and her traces need a little bit of leveling up, mainly because I have all 6 Eidolons. For the relics, I'm running Genius of Brilliant Stars, while for the planar ornaments, I'm using Rutilant Arena like Dr. Ratio. In Qingque's case though, to be able to get past the 70% crit rate requirement, her crit damage got kinda hurt in the process. She has crit rate body, I had to synthesize her speed boots, quantum damage sphere and attack rope. The last 3 characters I've built wouldn't normally all be in the same team, but for the sake of this video, I put them together just this once, with Luocha obviously. Let's start with Jing Yuan, the first ever 5-star character I got from a limited time banner, but also the only lightning character I built so far, which is going to change as soon as I get Acheron. I think you can clearly tell how much I like Jing Yuan since he's my alter ego in my Star Rail videos. For the Lycon, it's the seriousness of breakfast again. I'm starting to sound like a broken record at this point. The only difference with the other characters is that his Lycon has Supreme Position 4. His traces are fully leveled up and I don't have Eidolons. For the relics, I went for Band of Sizzling Thunder for the lightning damage boost, but also the attack boost every time he uses his skill, which is always basically since he needs it for the Lightning Lord. For the planar ornaments, it's obviously Inner Salsoro, and with his 68.7% crit rate, he gets the bonus boost as well. Crit rate body, attack boots, mainly because speed boots are the hardest relic to get in this whole game it seems, lightning damage sphere and attack rope. Do you think I should give him the Ash Blazing Grand Duke as well? I mean, his follow-up attack, the Lightning Lord, is pretty powerful and probably his main source of damage. Let me know what you think. Next is Yanqing. When I got him, I actually ignored him for almost a whole year because he's on the path of the hunt. I decided to build him like a month and a half ago because I wanted a second ice character and he also has a follow-up attack. I'm using Swordplay for the Lycon because of the stackable damage boost he gets if he keeps attacking the same enemy, his traces need to be fully leveled up and I don't have Eidolons. For the relics, I'm using 2-piece Musketeer and 2-piece Hunter of Glacial Forest, but I'm not quite sure if this build is actually good or not. For the planar ornaments, it's Inner Salsoro again, and just like every other character I built except for Luocha, he meets the requirement for the bonus boost with his 57% crit rate. Crit rate body, speed boots, ice damage sphere, and energy regeneration rope, and to be completely honest, I actually don't remember why I have that rope in the first place. I think it was suggested in a YouTube video, but I don't even remember which one. If it doesn't make sense, please let me know in the comments. Something that really went well in this build though is his 103.7% crit damage. Jing Yuan approves. Last but not least, the guy that is everywhere, the bane of our existence, a masked fool that is not much a masked one but undoubtedly a fool, Sampo. There are 2 reasons why he's the only wing character I built. I don't like the Hung characters again, so I didn't want to use Dan Hung anymore, and because I couldn't get Blade. Anyway, I'm using Fermata for his Lycon because it gives him more break effect and also a damage boost to enemies afflicted with Wind Shear, which is Sampo's game. His traces are fully leveled up and I have 2 Eidolons. For the relics, I'm using 2-piece Musketeer and 2-piece Eagle of Twilight Line, while for the planar ornaments is Space Sealing Station again. His speed is at 134, so the bonus attack is mine. Oh, well, his. Attack body, speed boots, wind damage sphere, and attack rope. I know, I need a crit rate body, especially because his crit rate is at 27.3%, right? Yes, I will do that as soon as I get one, also because his crit damage is at 96%, so if it crits more, IX will be very happy. Oh, by the way, how are we even supposed to pronounce that name? IX? Ninth? I mean, Himeko says IX during the mission on Yarrow 6, so maybe that's the right way? Well, it actually really doesn't matter. Nothing matters for the Nihility anyway. And we are approaching the end of the video. So what's my plan for the future in Star Rail? First of all, as I said multiple times by now, I'm getting Acheron even if I lose to 50-50. I'll also get Gallagher because I need a secondary fire character and a secondary healer, and he is both, plus he looks cool. As soon as Blade appears again, I will get him this time as well, no matter what. But I'm also keeping an eye out for Boot Hill, Star Rail's Arlecchino, although he's on the path of the hunt, so I probably won't be getting him. We'll see if he's good though, I might change my mind. In general, my goal is to have 2 characters for each element. Acheron is going to be my second lightning character, Gallagher the second fire character, Blade the second wind character, so I'll only need another physical character to reach my goal. I also want to build wealth at some point because for some reason I actually like imaginary. One thing's for certain, I will keep you updated on my achievements. And that's it, I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and if you're interested in Star Rail character showcases, Star Rail theory videos that I'll probably start making, or Genshin Impact Theory videos, consider subscribing. This video turned out to be longer than I anticipated, which makes no sense because it couldn't have been a short video with 11 characters to showcase anyway. As I said a few seconds ago, I'm thinking about making more Star Rail theory and lore videos, especially about the Ians, which are the most interesting aspect of the game for me, but I will also talk about the lore in general. The only problem with that is that I will have to read a lot of stuff before I can even attempt a theory video, and that will take a while. Well then, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, over and out.